This is a live WSLS 10 presentation. The Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon Special. America's toughest road marathon.
Hello and welcome to the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon Special. I'm John Carlin and we are live tonight right at the finish line in Elmwood Park in downtown Roanoke, and on Saturday morning the runners will be streaming right past where I'm sitting right now. Coming up tonight during our half-hour special, we're going to talk about a lot of things that have to do with the marathon. We'll tell you how this marathon is actually, believe it or not, helping to put Roanoke on the map and why it was designed to do that. Tell you how many runners are coming. We'll meet a homeless runner, and we'll meet a runner who was doing the marathon on that same day, not once but twice. That would be 52.4 miles, by the way, in one day, starting in the middle of the night. And we're going to take a look right now at how difficult the marathon really is. I want to break it down for you section by section. Now, first of all, let me tell you, the race kicks off at 7:35 right here in front of the Patrick Henry Hotel on Saturday morning. But this is why it's called America's most difficult road marathon. There's 7,400 feet plus of elevation change. That's more than any other road marathon in the United States. So here's the breakdown. Right from the start, runners start climbing, and we've got a graphic that will show you this. First of all, just to make things interesting, they run up the first part of Mill Mountain. But instead of turning and going right to the Star, which you'll recognize if you live in the area, they continue on the run for the biggest climb of the day, which is even higher than Mill Mountain, and that's Roanoke Mountain on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and they crest that peak, as you see right there, about 7 miles into the run. Then they run back down the mountain into Mill Mountain and then to the Star, and they hit the peak of Mill Mountain, as you see right there, the highest part of the yellow portion, at just under 13 miles. But the climbing isn't over. We decided, no, this has to be more grueling than that. So after the runners climb Peakwood in South Roanoke, which has 11% steepness in its climbs, they do that as they've been out there for 16 to 17 miles. If the runners have anything left, it's actually a hilly course back to the finish line. So there is a look at why we call this America's toughest road marathon. It's not just an expression. We've looked at the numbers, and it really is. And joining me here to talk about this a little bit more is Pete Eshelman, who is the chairman of the race. And Pete, why make it so hard?
Why not? You know, just about every community has a marathon, and they try to make them, you know, kind of flat cookie cutter marathons so that people can qualify for Boston Marathon. Right. You know, a bucket list marathon. So we wanted ours to be a bucket list marathon, but for different reasons. You know, as you said, it's like running through a postcard. It is. You know, so we wanted to show off the Blue Ridge Parkway, the Roanoke River, the Greenway, and then all these awesome neighborhoods and our vibrant downtown. Mm-hmm. And so we went the opposite way and made it America's toughest road marathon. Well, and that makes people come here for it, right? So if people are looking to say, I did the hardest one, they can say, well, I went to Roanoke and I did the Blue Ridge Marathon, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the bucket list. To say, you know, we kind of go with a complete versus compete. Real quick, I want to talk about how this helps define our outdoor branding in the Valley. Sure. I always like to say, you know, about 5 years ago, it's not that we had a bad image, we just didn't have an image. Right. And so over the course of the past couple of years, our community has really embraced the quality of life with an emphasis on outdoor recreation. It's kind of something that distinguishes our community, it makes us stand out. And the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon is a tool that helps do that. It's kind of like a cornerstone to all of that. It is. All right. And then tell me about the music festival that goes with all of this. The Ballast Point Down by Downtown Music Festival is, we like to marry running and music. So this is kind of like the celebration of both of those. So we have about 12 different venues downtown that people can wander through and see live music. But the highlights are Friday night here in Elmwood Amphitheater, there's a free concert. Mm-hmm. Gates open at 5 p.m. for that. And that features MC Broom and the Jam, which is a Grateful Dead tribute band, so some good fun there. All right. And then on Saturday, there's free concerts throughout the day, but then Saturday night is a headlining band called Lotus. Right. A lot of people have never heard of Lotus, but they are a high energy, light show, real fun band that people enjoy. We got people coming from all over the East Coast. People are coming from all over to see it. I'm actually shocked at that. Good deal. Pete Eshelman, thank you very much. Thanks, John. We appreciate that. Of course, I remember a couple of years ago, we had torrential rains, and there is rain in the forecast this weekend. So right now, let's get a quick marathon forecast from Christina.
We are expecting some on and off rain showers for the Blue Ridge Marathon, with temperatures in those mid-50s for the morning hours up to about those lower 60s by about 1 in the afternoon. Light northeast wind keeping that wedge locked in for us, so overall a pretty cloudy and rainy one. And if you are sticking around for the music afterward at Elmwood Park, expect temperatures to hold in those lower 60s, so you may still want that jacket around as well as the umbrella, with on and off rain showers still going on.
All right, thank you, Christina. Well, you know what? There are joggers, people just out on the road, and then there are runners, and there are marathon runners, and then there are people who go even farther than that. And our next story shows you one of many people who will be doing that on Saturday. If there's one thing that you quickly learn about Kristen Hunt, it's that she never stops running.
Do you run twice a day?
I do. So I run sometimes in the morning, about 5 or 6 miles before work, and then I coach and I'll run with my kids. And then after practice is over, I'll keep on running.
She runs so much that in April, this kindergarten teacher will run the 26.2-mile Blue Ridge Marathon, America's toughest such race, not once, but twice.
So how many miles do you run a week in training for this?
I ran between 80 and 100. I try to do 100 a couple times before the race just to make sure my legs can handle running the 53 consecutively.
I joined her for a run on the Greenway, where I learned this will be her 4th time doing the double marathon, which has been added as an official entry in this year's race. In the past, people just sort of did it. They started in the middle of the night, completed the first 26-mile loop, then joined the rest of the field to complete the second lap. Hunt was the first woman ever to complete the double. Of that first lap, she says,
It's dark. You can't see how bad the mountains are. You really can't see Mill Mountain and how terrible it is, and it keeps going up and up and up, and then you're flat and it goes up again. You're just jogging and talking to the people and getting to know them.
Kristen says she started running 10 years ago after the passing of her father and a friend in the military. As a result, she lost 25 pounds, enjoyed being able to eat more, and just kept going and going, completing 75 marathons, including one in every state. On this training run up Mill Mountain, she hardly seems to notice the road's steep incline.
The steepness of it bother you?
Not so much. I can tell my legs are tired though. If you're standing here, you're gonna go. Ready, set, go.
Kristen is a track coach at Northside, which seems like a natural calling.
You're 4 seconds behind him, Justin.
And did I mention she's also an aerobics instructor? What you might call crazy or exhausting, Kristen calls a lifestyle.
I don't sleep. I have a hard time sleeping. I just do it. I wake up early and I run. You've got to be focused. You've got to have your priorities. Go.
Perhaps one day one of these young runners will take up the torch and continue in Kristen's footsteps, inspired by their coach's amazing energy and endurance. In the meantime, the rest of us can marvel at her accomplishments. And we certainly do marvel at Kristen's ability to run. You know, if you want to run any of these races, the 10K, the half marathon, the marathon, or the double, obviously you have to train. And a local running store called Fleet Feet has training groups that help a lot of people accomplish their goals on these marathons. And our very own Rob Manch joined a training group running up Mill Mountain.
Keith Buck completed his first Blue Ridge Marathon last year.
I woke up at 39 years old, knew I was going to turn 40 the following year, and said, I'm going to run a marathon.
But as I quickly learned,
You should be careful.
the Blue Ridge is not something you just do on a whim.
When people think of the Blue Ridge Marathon, which is the toughest road marathon in the country, then it's kind of a daunting thought to do that on your own.
That's why Buck says he turned to Fleet Feet.
I enrolled in a training program with Fleet Feet and met some really great people to do add-ons for the full, because it was a half training program. So that helped a lot.
Fleet Feet's 12-week program puts newcomers like Buck and myself right next to veterans like Jana Erline, who last year ran the 10K, the half, and the full marathon all in one sitting.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yep. For us, we took it one race at a time, and that's mentally how we had to get through a distance like that, and with hills like these.
Buck says for him, it's all about setting realistic expectations.
My biggest fear was that Thursday night before it. I remember laying in bed going, I'm going to be the only person walking up Roanoke Mountain. And we started up Roanoke Mountain. I looked up and I thought, well, there's 40 people walking up Roanoke Mountain. So all that fear and apprehension was gone immediately.
All right, let's cross.
And after weeks of work, I learned it's pretty rewarding, making it to the top.
All right, our Rob Manchin, he is a good sport and went out and ran up Mill Mountain and did the story, and we do appreciate that. Don't go anywhere. Coming up, we've got a lot more. We'll be talking to the CEO of Foot Levelers. I want to ask him, he's the marathon's title sponsor. I want to ask, why are they putting so much behind this race? And we'll ask that question coming up. Also, one of their employees is gearing up for this event. We will tell you how the company's actually been supporting her and her hard work in those efforts. And I want to remind you, you are watching the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon Special on WSLS 10. Don't go away.
You're watching the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon Special on WSLS 10.
Welcome back to our Blue Ridge Marathon Special, and joining me right now is the CEO of Foot Levelers, the title sponsor of the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon, Mr. Kent Greenewald. So thank you so much for joining us, Kent.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. This is the 5th year that you have been the title sponsor of this marathon. You're behind it in a big way. Your employees, of course there's a monetary part, but there's a lot more. Why are you so behind this?
John, it's all about community. You know, how can we help the community and do a better job? And our company is a healthcare company. And so we are big believers in health, wellness, fitness, and do everything we can with our employees and in the community to try to foster that. So it's a big thing for us. Our 5th year, and we're very excited about it.
A lot of people don't know what Foot Levelers is all about. You make orthotics that go in your shoes, and they help everyday people, but you also have orthotics that help athletes. How does that all work?
Absolutely. Well, when your foot hits the ground, John, everything changes. So when your foot is properly balanced and you have everything proper from the ground up, you perform better. And that's why we're on many, many world-class athletes and Olympic teams all around the world. To give you an example, this race is, 26.2 miles?
Yes.
So if you're a runner and your foot is flaring just 25 degrees, which is not much, you have to run an extra 31.3 yards per mile.
Really?
So I'm not good at math, John, but if we took 26.2 times 31, that's a lot extra
miles. That's a lot. We'll just go with a lot.
So we can make them faster.
All right.
Better.
Well, so it's all about community. You came out, you started supporting this, and now we're going to have all of this in Roanoke. How does it make you feel? Do you feel like it's working?
It makes me feel really great. When you see all those people from around the country, I think we even have some people from out of the country.
I think we have 10 different countries
coming here to participate. It makes you proud because you know what? I think somebody's going to decide to live here, move here, work here. And boy, that's what it's all about.
Kent Greenewald, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thanks, John.
All right. Now, speaking of Foot Levelers, one of Kent's employees is somebody that is running the marathon. She's an athlete, and if you live in this area in particular, you might even know her name.
She made a name for herself in Virginia by being a state champion, Division I athlete, and a coach. But now Abby Oliver is about to participate in one of the city's most notorious events again. It's known for being one of the toughest road races in the world, and last year Abby Oliver ran the Blue Ridge Marathon for the first time. This year, the former Hidden Valley and Richmond basketball standout is tackling the mountains for the second time, training for the half marathon.
When my basketball season and career were over, I decided I wanted to stay fit, and the way to do that was running for me. So I just started running. I've loved it ever since and just continued with it, and I wanted to try to challenge myself with the race.
Abby won back-to-back state titles as a Titan, was first-team all-conference for the University of Richmond, then played a year overseas before serving as an assistant coach for the women's basketball team at Radford. She's a motivated athlete who strives to be on top of her game, whether as a player, coach, or runner.
Basketball has definitely helped me in my running. I was very disciplined as a player, and that's transferred over into my running. It's hard for me to miss a workout or not run, so I try to run or do some sort of fitness activity every day.
Abby works at Foot Levelers, the marathon's title sponsor. Foot Levelers specializes in custom orthotics, and while the company promotes a healthy lifestyle through their products, they also lead by example.
The more people like Abby that can help mentor others or be a great example of what you can accomplish when you really put your mind to it is everything. Anytime people can see a real winner like Abby, it's inspiration for everybody.
Foot Levelers doesn't just encourage exercise, it endorses it. The company has a workout for payout program, inspiring employees by giving them incentives for exercising, including covering costs for health insurance.
The program's free, you get your insurance free, we pay you to work out. We've got a trainer for you. But in addition to all that, we have gift cards, we have some clothing and products that we have here we provide.
You'll see people in here in the workout room on their breaks or lunch, walking or running. So it's a great program for us to have.
On April 22nd, Abby will join thousands across the country in a course that scales Roanoke's mountainous terrain and one of the most scenic yet difficult races, of course, with Foot Levelers' support. Abby does plan on running again next year, whether it's the half or the full marathon, that is yet to be decided. In the studio, Alyssa Ray, WSLS 10.
And coming up, we'll talk to the race director about what the race has meant for the city. We'll talk a little bit about the fans. We'll talk about some closed roads. And I'm going to ask her about her belt buckle. You don't want to miss that. Plus, for one participant, this weekend's race is more than just a challenging run. There's actually a greater purpose there, so don't go away. You are watching the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon Special on WSLS 10. Welcome back to our special on the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon. Of course, training for a marathon is difficult, and this weekend there's also a 10K and a half marathon, but all of them involve mountains, so that makes it even harder. But I found a man with an additional challenge. Sunrise on a chilly spring morning. A group of runners is pushing themselves on the Roanoke River Greenway. Men and women of various ages and abilities. And other than running on this particular morning, they have something else in common. All of them are now, or were recently, homeless.
I've been an addict all of my adult life, and I found myself homeless 14 months ago. Had nowhere to go, had no direction, and until I actually surrendered myself completely, and I had to change my way of thinking. I had to change everything about me.
Danny White had it all. Fast cars, a family, including a wife and now 2 grown daughters. But he couldn't stay away from alcohol and harder drugs. He tells me he used crack cocaine daily.
Being an addict, one of the things that happens is we tend to not finish what we started because of our addiction. And now the drugs and alcohol are out of my life, I can concentrate on, just getting back into the mainstream of life.
Now 14 months into recovery at the Roanoke Rescue Mission, where he works in the kitchen, he tells me of staying under a bridge when it was just 10 degrees outside. No wonder then that running on a chilly morning doesn't seem to be that big a task.
Well, I mean, it's like anything else. Running's just like my recovery. You have to do a little bit at a time, and you have to get adjusted to it. I mean, you don't start off and run the Mill Mountain completely the first time. It's a little bit at a time, and that's the way it is with my recovery. I have to take one day at a time.
Danny and members of his group run with a volunteer named Tammy Wiley, who's been leading these early morning jaunts twice a week for about 8 years.
I seen some other gentlemen when I first came in that were doing it, and I asked them about it, and I was introduced to Tammy, and she asked me if I wanted to join it, and I said sure. Now it was a struggle at first because I have to build up some stamina, of course, but now it's not it's just fun. I enjoy it. It's not a chore.
Now, Danny runs 3 miles or so every other day, and he's training to run the Star 10K, one of the races offered this weekend in association with the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon. He'll have to run to the Roanoke Star and back. A challenge, he says, is not unlike the one he faces daily as he tries to stay sober and turn his life around.
And running helps me, you know, not only it helps me physically, it helps me mentally, and it's just it's a big part of my life here.
And he is really an inspiration. I'll tell you what, joining me now is Molly Bullington. She is the CEO of Blue Ridge Racing, and you are the race director for this race. And you went out on April 1st and decided to run the course like a month before the marathon. Why would you do that?
Well, I actually decided last year this time, and you know, being race director, it's great, it's lots of fun, but you don't actually get to run in the race. And I'm a runner and I like to run, and so I decided that about 3 weeks before the race this year, I would run the Blue Ridge Marathon because I never get to run the whole course all together.
All right, so I want to interrupt you there, but and we're seeing some footage of you here, when you finish this race on Saturday, when runners do, they get a belt buckle, right?
Yes.
And you were wearing, because now you finished the course, so let's see your belt buckle. I want to show the viewers you are proudly wearing the belt buckle, and we got a shot of it that'll come up here in just a second. So there it is, and that's what the runners get, right?
This is what they'll get. It'll be on a ribbon around their neck, and then they can take it and get a belt made out of it.
All right. In 30 seconds, just tell me what people should expect if they're around the marathon course, because we got lots of roads closed and that kind of stuff.
Right. So there will be a little bit of congestion. Just if you have to get somewhere, plan for a little extra time to get there, and there'll be some congestion along, you know, the main corridors like Jefferson Street and Old Southwest, South Roanoke, and up on the Parkway.
Okay. Folks, I will tell you what, there are a million details when it comes to putting on a marathon, and Molly's the only person I know who can keep them all in her head at the same time. So
I
good
try
luck on
to.
Saturday. Okay. There we go. Thank you very much for being with us, Molly. So folks,
thank you.
That's going to wrap up our coverage. I want to thank you for watching our Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon special. Our coverage doesn't end here. I want to remind everybody that on Saturday morning, I want you to tune into Virginia Today on WSLS 10. We'll have a live look at the start and starting ceremonies. We have a singer from Opera Roanoke coming to do the Star Spangled Banner. It will absolutely make you cry. It's beautiful, and then you see all those runners, thousands of runners, taking off on Jefferson Street on their way to the Mill Mountain Star. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Saturday morning.
This has been a WSLS 10 presentation, the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon Special, America's toughest road marathon. Thank you for watching.